Today we're going to do a walkthrough video on one of Bercomac's front mount snowblowers. This one specifically is going to be a 72-inch snowblower powered with a 20 plus horsepower Honda engine. You can see right now it's equipped on one of our heavy duty machines that we sell here. Keep in mind that we can make this machine fit on just about any side-by-side because it is mounted on the back of the machine by a 2-inch receiver. That's right, guys. This machine here, what we're going to do today is I'm going to walk you through how to start it on this video. I'm going to show you how it functions, how it works. If you're looking just for a walkthrough on what components are on here, that's another video. But this video today, I'm going to show you how the chute is going to angle from left to right. I'm going to show you how it goes up and down with complete control from inside the cab with the remote. That's right, guys. So let's just do a walkthrough on this thing, on the components. So as you come on over here this way, first thing I'm going to show you is we're going to start out with the gas tank. It's got a really nice heavy duty gas tank in it. When you guys are going to put fuel in these things, we always recommend, with our years of experience, we recommend avoiding ethanol completely. Try to put ethanol free in it. It creates a lot less problems with carbon buildup on your valves, the rubber O-rings, the seals, aluminum. Ethanol is just really tough on engines. But if you have to run ethanol fuel, just make sure you put a really good fuel stabilizer in there or some sort of additive to try to help with the ethanol. Give us a call if you want us to ship you that stuff. Now, as you look at this Honda is equipped already with the access remote for the fuel tank. Now, if you guys want to remove this thing off the machine, you need to remove it from the receiver on the back. Then this winch rope right here is how it lifts and lowers the machine. You have to unhook your cable here. Then you'll notice that it's got these electrical connectors right here. As you pull these out, this right here is how you're going to connect the machine to the controller that's inside of the box. Got to walk with patience here because we don't want to bend anything. So as you put this on, if you can come in here, as you want to put this on, you can actually just line those up that way. And then it goes right in. You can see here as you back out, you can see there's a lot more extension here. So just in case you got to run a little bit further, this machine has lots of extension cord. In my walkthrough video, I actually showed how much cord it comes with. Take a look at it there. Now, this thing also has a battery hookup too because this thing has an electric starter on it. Now, because of the electric starter, you can actually disconnect it right here as well. So if you ever want to just easily remove this from your machine, you can just unplug all the electronics from this, unplug the frame, unhook the winch cable, and this blower is off. Super nice for in case you want to use your machine for more than just snow blowing. So if you come around to this side, now that I've already hopped over this thing once, as you look at this side, right here is going to be the controls for the electric start. You notice that it has a really nice key on it. When it's off, it comes with 2 keys, just in case you've got anybody who wants to tamper with it. It's got a key on it. Okay. It's also got your throttle right here and a choke. So as always, all lawn and garden equipment, you always want to make sure you start it at full throttle and full choke. Once it starts, you'll start hearing this machine run a little bit blubbery. What that means is that you're getting too much gas and the choke is on. You have to turn the choke off to the point where it gets running right. So we'll get started with that. You notice the first thing I do is I let it idle down. I let it idle down so that way the motor can warm up. You always want to make sure that you let these warm up. You never want to just fire up an engine at full throttle and leave it there and then just go snowblow with it. So keep in mind that when you're doing this, you always want to make sure that you let the idle go down to its idle position. Let it sit there and run for a while before you turn the PTO on because it might do damage to the engine. Alright guys, we're just going to let this thing warm up a little bit before we turn on the chute inside before we turn on the PTO inside the engine. One thing I want to show you is inside the cab, the controls. Let's go right in the cabs here. Come on in, camera lady. This right here is going to be the controller joystick that the Bercomacs come with. This thing here is going to have another plug on it right here that you can unhook. Once again, it's just an extension cord that you can run through your machine anywhere that you want. Now, some things that are on here that you have got to know is this right here is going to be your chute control for lefts, for rights, and for up and for down. This right here controls your chute deflector. This right here, if you were to install the Bercomac accessory headlights, this right here would be where you would turn the headlights on and off. If you have an emergency kill, all you have to do is push that button in. That's how you kill the machine. So just in case if you have an emergency, that's how you kill it, is by pushing it in. Now, if you want to reset it, all you got to do is just spin it to the right. It pops this button out, and that's how you can allow the engine to start. Now, you notice this trigger kill on the bottom. This right here, you pull this red button out, you bring this lever up. This is what actually fires the PTO. Now, the PTO is what connects the engine to the drive auger on the blower, and that allows the drive auger to go. If you ever just want to start and stop, you just push that button in. Now, in case you're out blowing snow, it's really important that you never turn off the PTO while the blower has snow in it. You always want to make sure that you let that blower run for 2-3 seconds to clean out the snow before you turn off that PTO. Now, it's also important that when you get all done running your machine and you're all done, the machine's off, your side-by-side's off, and everything's killed, it's important that you get the rest of the snow out of the blower so that next time you go to use it, it's actually cleaned out. This is a super nice feature. All you got to do is just put power to the machine from the battery. Let's go to the front. I'll give you a walkthrough about power delivery. So in order to hook this machine up to your machine, all you really need to know is that you need to provide power and ground right from the battery straight to this machine to allow the electrics on this machine to work. Now, all of the wiring for the chute, left, right, up, down, the kill button, the PTO switch, the headlight switch, all of that is self-contained in this machine with the wiring harness that is mounted on this side of the machine. That wiring harness is all that, it's all affiliated here. It doesn't wire into your machine at all. So honestly, no matter what kind of machine, whether it's a Can-Am, a Kubota, a John Deere, if it's an Odes, if it's one of our Chinese machines, it doesn't matter what it is. If you've got this machine will work with all of them as long as you have a battery and a 2-inch receiver with a ball in it. That's right. Let me show you how it mounts right here in the front. If you look underneath the front of the machine, you notice this long shaft that goes all the way to the back. That long shaft goes all the way to the back, and it's pushed from the 2-inch ball, which will go around, and I'll show you that. Then there's these 2 chains that mount to the end of the arm that have these hooks on here on both sides. This is what keeps the blower straight in the middle so that when you turn left and right, that's what keeps the blower straight. Now, push this from the back, and then these chains keep it straight as you turn left and right. Now, if you look down at these caster wheels, you noticed as I move this machine around, you got to have patience for the caster wheels. These caster wheels, if you're backing up, they're going to rotate up. And then as you change direction, they got to rotate back. So it's a good practice when you're using this blower made by Bercomac that you want to make sure that you give it a couple feet to allow those wheels to turn around before you put that blower down, so that way those wheels can get turned around, so that way they're driving in the snow correctly. Let me show you what kind of adjustments can be made to this blower. Now, the first thing you got to realize is that this thing does have skid shoes on it. This machine has skid shoes right here on the corner. Now, you see this slot? What you do is you loosen these bolts when you lift this up, and you can control how far off the ground the cutting edge, come around here, I'll show you. You can control how far off the ground your cutting edge is from the ground, so that in case you have blacktop, you can have that cutting edge right on the ground. But if you have gravel, you're going to want a 1/2 inch or 1 inch off the ground. That way the gravel can go underneath the blower. Now, what I mean by cutting edge, I mean this edge right here. This is what we call a cutting edge. Now, this cutting edge, as it goes along the ground, it actually cuts into the ice and the snow. Now, if you have got to the end of the lawn and you come off your blacktop, you have to be aware that all the way to this machine is sitting on those skid shoes. So just in case you come off the end of your blacktop or concrete, you have to make sure that if you come off the edge of it, that the only thing that the weight of this machine is on are just on those skid shoes. So you want to make sure that you don't go too far down with your winch cable, so that way your blower is hanging on the tires, not on those skid shoes when you get off the ground. It also comes with this unplugged shovel. Make sure that your machine is not running before you use this, and this is designed for cleaning out the machine. Do not use this while that engine is running. I don't think I need to tell you that, but I think that there's people watching that have to know that. Okay? Pretty much not a lot of grease fittings on this other than on the actual pivot tires themselves. So you're going to find that there's going to be some grease fittings here. This right here is how you disconnect the blower itself. So just in case if you have a safety, if you ever have to work on the blower, I recommend pulling this pin out. You pull this lever up. It's what disconnects the blower from the PTO, so that way you can spin the blower around in case you have to replace shear pins. Let's talk shear pins. If you get a large rock in this blower or a kid's toy, it doesn't matter what you suck up in here, and all of a sudden one side is not blowing snow, you broke a shear bolt. It's not bad. Just know that it's designed to do that. The shear bolts are right here on each impeller. There's one on this side and there's one on the other. Now, if you get a rock in here and it locks this up, instead of blowing a belt or hurting the engine, it's actually designed to shear that bolt off. And what it does is it allows the shaft to spin inside of this so that it doesn't do any damage. When you buy a Bercomac, it comes with a couple of those shear bolts. Just know that those shear bolts are going to be available at local snowblower stores. Make sure that you get the right size ones, and make sure you don't put in a regular bolt. Do not put in grade 5, grade 8, grade 10. Do not do that. I've done it. Don't do it. If you put in a non-shear bolt in there, grade 5, grade 8, and you hit something, the next weakest link is going to be this gearbox. Highly recommend making sure you get the proper, before you need it, get proper shear bolts for this thing. Now, we did point out that this thing does have a gearbox on it. That gearbox oil does have to be changed. I recommend annually, depending on how much you're using it. You commercial guys, I recommend doing it a couple times throughout the year. But an average homeowner who's just using this for their driveway, once a year, just has 80-90 gear lube in it. Now, if you have one of these blowers, you're watching this video and you've got this far, that means you're a pretty serious customer. We are a pretty serious dealership. Now, if you guys are interested in this, let's say you purchase one, you need parts, don't know who to go to, call us up. We have a parts manager, Paul. He can help you out with getting parts for Bercomac. We can help you get these things situated. If you are a distance away and you want to have us install one of these on your machine, feel free to give us a call. We can get you one ordered. Once it's here, we can set you up for an install while you wait. You can drive a distance, 3 hours, 10 hours, 20 hours, as far as you want. We can install this blower for you. We'll give you a whole walkthrough and show you how this machine works, show you how to install it, how to take it off, everything that you need. Guys, we appreciate you watching this video. If you have any questions, leave it. Don't leave it in the comments because I don't check the comments too often. But if there's anything else you guys want to know, feel free to call or text us at any time there at allaroundperformance.com. You will find more information just like this. Take a look in the link in the description below as long as I have time. I'm going to put the link to all of my videos on this in the description below. All right, guys, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out, allaroundperformance.com. Thanks for watching.